Japan is a land of ancient shrines and serene temples. But hidden in its heart, another spiritual tradition rests. This is the story of Christianity in Japan. It's a tale of resilience. For centuries, Christianity in Japan existed in secret. These hidden Christians, known as Kakure Kirishitan, clung to their beliefs. They worshipped in secret. They disguised their rituals, and they passed their faith down through generations. We'll journey through the hidden Christian sites of Nagasaki. Nagasaki, in the 16th century, was a bustling hub. Through its harbor passed traders from Portugal and missionaries filled with religious zeal. Among them was the Jesuit priest, Francis Xavier. He arrived in 1549, bringing with him the tenets of Christianity. Xavier found fertile ground for his teachings in Japan. Many embraced this new faith. Small Christian communities began to blossom, particularly in and around Nagasaki. Churches were built. Japanese converts embraced Christian rituals and teachings. But this period of religious openness was not to last. The seeds of conflict were sown early. Japanese authorities were wary of this foreign religion. They watched as it gained converts. Christianity was increasingly seen as a threat to traditional beliefs and a harbinger of foreign domination. The arrival of more missionaries, coupled with internal power struggles within Japan, heightened these fears. The death of the powerful warlord Oda Nobunaga, who had been relatively tolerant of Christianity, further changed the landscape. His successor, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, was far less accommodating. In 1587, Hideyoshi issued an edict ordering the expulsion of all Christian missionaries. Though not fully enforced at first, it foreshadowed the increasing pressure on Japan's Christian community. The situation grew even more dire under Tokugawa Ieyasu, the founder of the Tokugawa shogunate. Determined to solidify his rule and unify the country, Ieyasu saw Christianity as a direct challenge to his authority. In 1612, Ieyasu issued a new edict. This one was far more severe. It banned Christianity outright. Japanese Christians were forced to abandon their faith. Those who refused faced brutal persecution. Many were executed, others were tortured or imprisoned. Christianity was driven underground. Faced with unimaginable pressure, Japanese Christians devised ingenious ways to practice their faith in secret. They disguised Christian icons as Buddhist statues. They incorporated Christian prayers into Buddhist chants. And they developed intricate networks of secret meeting places. These hidden Christians became known as Kakure Kirishitan. They worshipped in secret rooms in private homes. They gathered in remote caves and mountain hideaways, far from the watchful eyes of the authorities. The Kakure Kirishitan faced constant danger. The Kakure Kirishitan developed an intricate system of clandestine practices. They needed to maintain their faith while appearing to conform to Buddhism or Shintoism, the dominant religions of Japan. One of the most striking adaptations was the use of Maria Cannon statues. These statues, depicting a serene woman holding a child, looked remarkably like Buddhist representations of the Bodhisattva Cannon, the goddess of mercy. But for the Kakure Kirishitan, these statues held a deeper meaning. They were subtle representations of the Virgin Mary and the Christ child. Prayer beads, essential to both Buddhist and Catholic practices, also took on double meanings. These acts of religious camouflage were essential for survival. Women played a crucial role in the survival of the Kakure Kirishitan. With men often away or subject to greater scrutiny, women became the primary caretakers of the faith within the home. They taught children the disguised prayers, cared for the hidden religious objects, and ensured the continuity of Christian traditions. These women, often unassuming and seemingly ordinary, were pillars of strength within their communities. They faced the same risks as men: imprisonment, torture, or even death if discovered. Yet they persevered, their faith unwavering in the face of danger. They became experts at subtly incorporating Christian teachings into daily life. Their homes, often the only safe haven for worship, became sanctuaries of quiet devotion. With no priests, no churches, and no access to scriptures, the transmission of faith became a monumental challenge for the Kakure Kirishitan. They relied on oral traditions, passing down prayers, hymns, and stories from one generation to the next, often in secret and always under the threat of discovery. Elders, known as chokata, played a crucial role in this clandestine transmission of faith. These individuals, often community leaders or respected figures, memorized key prayers, stories, and rituals. They became living repositories of a faith forced underground, ensuring its survival against all odds. The act of teaching and learning became infused with an air of danger and excitement. Children were taught to recognize disguised religious objects. They learned to whisper prayers under their breath. This reliance on oral tradition shaped the nature of Kakure Kirishitan beliefs. Off the coast of Nagasaki lie the Goto Islands. They became a refuge during the long years of persecution. The remoteness offered a degree of protection. It allowed the Kakure Kirishitan to practice their faith with a little more freedom. On these islands, the echoes of hidden Christianity are everywhere. Small, unassuming churches, built to resemble storehouses or traditional homes from the outside, stand as testaments to the resilience of the Kakure Kirishitan. Step inside, and you're greeted by a different world. There are soaring ceilings. Sunlight streams through stained glass windows. One such church is the Nagasaki Church on the island of Nakadori. Back on the mainland, in the heart of Nagasaki, stands a church unlike any other. This is the Oura Church, a magnificent Gothic cathedral that seems to rise from the hillside overlooking the city. Completed in 1865 by French missionaries, it's the oldest surviving Christian church in Japan. But its story is deeply intertwined with the hidden Christians it would eventually help bring back into the light. For years, the Oura Church served as a place of worship for the foreign community in Nagasaki. But what the missionaries didn't know was that hidden in the shadows, the Kakure Kirishitan watched. They had heard whispers of this new church, a symbol of the faith they had kept alive in secret for so long. In 1865, just weeks after the church's completion, a remarkable event occurred. A group of Kakure Kirishitan, women and children mostly, approached the church. Overcome with emotion, they approached a priest and whispered, "Our hearts are the same as yours." The story of Christianity in Nagasaki is not without its tragedies. The persecution of Christians, particularly during the 17th century, left an indelible mark on the city. And nowhere is this more powerfully felt than on Nishizaka Hill. This quiet hillside overlooking Nagasaki harbor was once the site of horrific executions. It was here that countless Christians, refusing to renounce their faith, were put to death. They were crucified, they were burned at the stake, and they were thrown into the sea. Today, Nishizaka Hill is a place of pilgrimage and remembrance. A large monument, erected in 1962, commemorates the 26 martyrs of Japan. In a remote corner of Nagasaki Prefecture, on the southern tip of the Shimabara Peninsula, lies the village of Sotome. This unassuming village holds a unique place in the history of Japan's hidden Christians. It was here in 1967 that concrete evidence of the Kakure Kirishitan's existence was discovered. The discovery was made during the renovation of a Buddhist temple. Hidden within the temple's main hall, concealed behind a statue of the Buddha, were a number of Christian artifacts. There were crucifixes, statues of saints, and prayer books, all carefully hidden away. This discovery confirmed that Christianity had survived the centuries of persecution. The hidden Christian sites of Nagasaki are more than just historical curiosities. They are living testaments to a period of immense struggle and unwavering faith. They are places where the past whispers to the present, reminding us of the human capacity for both great endurance and great cruelty. But these sites are fragile. Time takes its toll on even the sturdiest of structures. The forces of nature, from typhoons to earthquakes, pose a constant threat. That's why the work of preservation is so crucial. It's about ensuring that future generations can experience the power of these places. The story of the Kakure Kirishitan is a profound reminder of the human spirit's ability to endure, even in the face of unimaginable adversity. For over 2 centuries, they clung to their faith in secret, passing it down from one generation to the next, keeping the flame of belief alive under the constant threat of persecution. Their story is a testament to the power of faith. It's a story about the resilience of the human spirit. These people faced incredible challenges, but they never lost sight of what they believed in. They found ways to adapt, to persevere, and to keep their traditions alive, even when it meant risking everything. Their legacy extends far beyond the realm of religion. It speaks to the universal human desire for freedom of belief. The future of faith. Remembering for tomorrow. The hidden Christian sites of Nagasaki stand at a crossroads. They are no longer shrouded in secrecy, hidden from the world. They have emerged from the shadows, recognized for their historical significance and the powerful stories they tell. But with this recognition comes a new set of challenges. How do we balance the preservation of these sacred spaces with the demands of tourism and development? How do we ensure that these sites remain places of quiet reflection, while also making them accessible to a wider audience eager to learn about this fascinating chapter in Japanese history? The answer lies in finding a way to honor the past while also looking towards the future. It means preserving these sites not just as static museums, but as living spaces where people can connect with the stories they tell. It means ensuring that the lessons of the Kakure Kirishitan, their resilience, their faith, and their unwavering commitment to their beliefs, continue to resonate with future generations. It's a delicate balance, but one that is essential if we are to truly honor the legacy of the hidden Christians of Nagasaki. Their story, once silenced, now has the power to inspire and to teach us about the enduring power of the human spirit. It's up to us to ensure that their story continues to be told, not just in Nagasaki, but throughout the world. Echoes of faith. Whispers of hope. The hidden Christian sites of Nagasaki stand as powerful reminders of a past often obscured by history. They whisper tales of unwavering faith and resilience in the face of brutal persecution. These stories resonate deeply with the human spirit's enduring search for meaning and connection. The Kakure Kirishitan, forced to practice their faith in the shadows, teach us that belief transcends outward rituals. Their story speaks to the quiet strength found in whispered prayers and disguised icons. They remind us that faith, even when driven underground, has the power to sustain and inspire. As we've journeyed through the hidden Christian sites of Nagasaki, we've uncovered a timeless testament to courage and resilience. The echoes of their faith now resonate across the centuries, urging us to remember their story and cherish the freedom of belief. Their whispers of hope remind us that the human spirit, fueled by faith, can endure and triumph.